Hi VC, this is Aaron Metha Alamer, and today I am doing a contest entry for DolfanDale. He's a great guy with a great channel. I just discovered his channel a couple weeks ago, and I think he's got really great content. He likes a lot of the same music as I do. Really cool guy. Dolphins are my second favorite football team, so that's cool too. And this is for a Shout and Primal Fear CD giveaway. And I'm familiar with Shout, but I haven't heard them since back in the 80s. I remember hearing them a little then. And Primal Fear I've never heard, but they both look really cool. So I can't wait to hear them if I win. So what I'm supposed to do is show like your favorite album or something from 1988 when Shout was out, and 2020 when Primal Fear. So I like to do things in eights. It's kind of my lucky number. So I'm going to put 5 records from 88 that I was listening to a lot back in 88. Like that's the year I graduated high school, so I was really into the hard rock, heavy metal, the glam metal they call it, and the thrash. At that point in my life, that's all I was listening to. So I could have picked 100 albums easy. I just picked 5 that I listened to a lot. And then my 3 favorites from this year so far. So I'll start off with the 1988 records, and I'm just going to start. And this album, when it first came out, me and my friends listened to this non-stop, drinking beers, and it's Bullet Boy's debut. This is one of my favorite debut records. It's actually my second favorite album by them, though, but this is a great record. Every song is good. Mark Turin's vocals are killer. Lonnie Vincent's a great bass player, and then Jimmy Chief Sixpack DeAnd on the drums, and Mick Sueda, who was formerly in King Cobra, on lead guitar. Great band. I saw them live for their 3rd album, Zaza tour. They were really good. Hung out with us for a bit afterwards. It was pretty cool. But this, every song on this is good. Starting with Hard as a Rock and Smooth Up In Ya, and Shoot the Preacher Down, F# 9. They're all killer. Great album. And then I was visiting Portland in the summer of that year, and on one of the local radio stations, they kept playing this song, and I'd never heard of this band. It was called It's Not the Way You Rock, and I instantly fell in love with it, and I walked down to the Music Millennium, it's a few blocks from my grandma's house in Portland, Oregon, and I used to always walk there and get music. So there was this one here, Dirty Looks, Cool from the Wire. And that was the song that first introduced me to Dirty Looks, was It's Not the Way You Rock. But this album I played non-stop. I still play it a lot. It's one of my favorite from the... They're kind of glam, but they're kind of AC/DC, more AC/DC, but a little heavier sounding. And every song on this is great. You got Oh Ruby, just every song is killer. Great album, great band. And then this one I was looking forward to so much because I'm a huge Kiss fan. And this album I played to death when it came out because I loved the first one. They switched the singer up and got an amazing singer. They had a great singer on the first record and an equally great one on this one. And this is Vinnie Vincent Invasion, All Systems Go. I had Mark Slaughter and Dana Strum from Slaughter, Bobby Rock on the drums, and then Vinnie Vincent, the amazing guitar player and a great songwriter. And this is a killer record too. Remember they had a single was Web Kills. It was for one of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I can't remember which one, but that's a really cool song. And that time of year is really cool. It has Vinnie Vincent singing on it as well, which is cool. And just this is a really good album. Killer stuff. And this band here, I listened to this album non-stop in '88 as well. This one is Sword, Sweet Dreams. Great power metal, killer album. I love this album. They had another one, Metalized. I need to get that one. I have a burned copy on CD, but this is my favorite, Sweet Dreams. Killer. The Trouble Is was their single, but every song is good on this. State of Shock and Caught in the Act. Life on the Sharp Edge, I love that song. Killer album, killer band. And in 1988, this was my favorite band at this point in my life, and I listened to this album a million times. It's one of my favorites still, kind of underrated for this band. It's Megadeth, So Far So Good So What. And this is the album that got me into thrash metal. Well, not the album, that was actually Peace Sells, but this is the band that got me into thrash metal. And then I became, I love Death Angel and Anthrax and, Metallica, Testament, Slayer, Exodus, Overkill, all those bands. There's more too. But this album here is very underrated. I love Hook and Mouth and Liar. Mary Jane is killer. You know, Anarchy in the UK is the weak point, but they still do a good job on it. But Into the Lungs of Hell, the instrumental, is killer at the beginning. Goes into Set the World Afire. Great record. And then for 2020, there's 3 albums that have come out that I absolutely love. This is the first one, Serathun Gold, Forever Black. It's been 19 years since they last released a record, and this just picks up right where it left off. It's actually one of the very best records they've done. Killer stuff, front to back. It sounds like it could have came out right after the last albums. It's really good. A lot of people don't know Serathun Gold, but they're kind of a different sounding, kind of progressive metal with a little power metal mixed in. The singer's kind of got a different voice, but you either love it or hate it. But I love this. I love this album. Really killer album. And then one of the best thrash albums that come out in a long time. This is the Titans of Creation by Testament, 2020 release. Really killer record. I love this album. I've always loved Testament. Practice What You Preach has always been my favorite, and that's one of my vinyl grails actually. But this one here is one of their best records they've ever done. I love all their stuff, but this one's killer. Killer record. Classic thrash album. And then this one I just got. It's by one of my favorite bands from they've been going from the 60s. And this album is really killer. It's not as good as their early 70s stuff, but it's right up there for as good as anything they've done in the last 20 or 30 years. It's a great record. So Deep Purple with Whoosh. Killer record. I've only spun it a couple times, so I'm still getting to know it, but it instantly grabbed me. As a great record. Ian Gillan sounds great on it. Ian Pace's drumming is always amazing. And you got Steve Morse on the guitar he was in Dixie Dregs amongst others, and killer Roger Glover on bass, and then Don Airey on the keyboards. Killer record. It came with a DVD, which is cool. I haven't watched that yet. I got to get to it. But I hope that's sufficient for your contest there. And you got a great channel. Everyone check him out. All right. Thanks a lot. Keep on rocking.